Greetings. Now in this video, I'm going to talk about, first off, bead heads. Now you guys that have been tying for any length of time know all this already. But if you're just starting out, you might or might not. I'm going to talk about three different types. You can go with a brass bead head or a tungsten bead head. Now the difference is the tungsten is a lot heavier than brass. Brass is like a density of, like they say, 8.7 grams per cubic centimeter, where tungsten is like 19 grams per cubic centimeter. So tungsten's about twice as heavy, a little more than the brass. So when you need to get down deep quickly, you're going to want to use the tungsten bead head. Now there's two types of holes in the bead heads. One's the regular old Cyclops type bead head. It's got a small hole on one side and a larger flared hole on the other. You put your hook in, tip into the small hole, so it's towards the front, towards the eye. The larger hole is there to help that bead slide around the bend of the hook. Another style of bead head is a slotted bead head, and it's made to work with jig hooks. You get that sharp angle at the eye. It'll allow that bead to get closer to the eye than a regular Cyclops. Don't worry if you don't have the slotted bead. You can use a Cyclops on a jig hook. It's just not quite as tight up against the eye, but it works fine. I usually just use Cyclops bead heads. Now, sometimes I get my beads all mixed up in my holder. I actually went through the other day and separated everything so I knew what was what. Took a micrometer on some of them because I wasn't sure what size they were. But you can look this up on the internet. There's various charts. So what size bead head do you use for a certain size hook? Well, I ran into this information and it seems to work pretty close. Not 100%. You might use this chart and you might get a bead head that doesn't slide around the bend of the hook. Just go to the next size up or down or whatever and you'll get it. But this will get you close. Starting with the smallest, which is a 1.6 millimeter bead, about a 1/16 of an inch. You say that'll fit hooks from 18 to 24. 2 millimeter, which is a 5/64 inch, 16 to 18 size hook. A 2.4 millimeter, 3/32 inch, 14 to 16. 2.8 millimeter, 7/64 inch, 12 to 16. And 3.2 millimeter, it's an 1/8 inch, 10 to 14. 4 millimeter, we're getting pretty big now. It's 5/32, that's for a size 6 to 8 hook. And the largest I've seen is a 4.8 millimeter. It's a 3/16 inch, size 4 to 8. You can use this for a general guide. It'll get you close. And one other little bit of information. You've done all this work and you tie these, especially these super small flies. And you ask yourself, well, which size tippet should I be using for that? Well, a rule of thumb is multiply by 3. For example, if you want to know what a size 8 tippet's good for, 3 times 8 is 24, size 24 fly. Maybe you have a 6 tippet, 3 times 6, 18. That'll work down to an 18 fly. Good rule of thumb will get you close. It's not absolute. You know, I've used 6 tippet on 20 flies, but if you want to get a smoother presentation, use that equation to fine tune what your tippet size is with the fly. Well, there you have it. Just some general information, especially if you're new to the sport. I hope it helps. You guys have been doing it. Don't ridicule me for talking about the obvious, but I do that sometimes. So anyway, thanks for watching.